funny because they were influencing each other to do this shit.
I told you guys, herd mentality. Herd mentality is a real thing.
Me, I'm just shocked. They pampered my partner into saying they don't love me. Yo.
And you're venting to a hand that wants to you.
I will embarrass.
One thing a man is going to do is embarrass you. Seriously. The fact that Bohle embarrassed his partner by having SEX on TV and is now upset with the other participants in the villa that why are you judging me? Make it make sense. They didn't force you to do it. You did it yourself. And also, Kuda, oh my God, what is he trying to do? What is he trying to do? Irregardless of whether his partner said, she doesn't see herself ever marrying him, she never disrespected him. The audacity to ask for a hug in bed. I don't get that. And poor Sia. Sia just needs to leave the experiment single. He needs to live single because Pretty is not his person. How many times can she continue to bring him down and talk badly about him and still he stays there? Make it make sense? Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Never Lies, South Africa, Season 1, Episode 4. Say I'm speechless is an understatement. It really is an understatement. Butlele is the definition of you can do anything for a man, but that doesn't guarantee that you're going to keep him or that he's going to change his ways. The audacity, for me, the audacity is shocking because we remember in the last episode, he was asked, do you have an emotional connection with Mia? And he said yes. And the eye detector said that was the truth. And so the next question was, did you have sex with Mia? And it was left on a cliffhanger. And guess what? He has the audacity to say, seriously. He says yes. And it's true. And it's like, of all the things that he could have done, I think she would have taken an emotional connection. She could have taken that. And him maybe saying, oh, I kissed her, or we had a long chat, or, I was having thoughts about having sex with her, but I didn't. One could take it. But the fact that he goes up to 2 months without having sex with Nancy, and yet suddenly he's been with somebody new for a couple of days and is already having sex with her, that's devastating. That's devastating. There's no way of coming back from that. There really is no way of coming back from that, because the idea that you brought me on international TV and then you had the guts to have sex with someone and admit to it, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And everybody was devastated for her because she's really tried to Nancy to maintain herself. She's tried to, demure, very mature, very non-dramatic or toxic. And so for him to do this is something that will live with her forever, and something that every time she turns on the TV she'll be able to look at. And I don't know how she can last in the experiment. If that were me, I would check out. I'll tell them, I'm sorry, deuces, I'm out. I really am out, because nobody deserves to put up with that. Next up is Nikki, and Nikki is shown a clip of Naledi having a conversation with everyone in the kitchen and just discussing the fact that it seems like Nikki is not financially what's the word? It seems like she's not financially responsible with her money, and it seems like this is something that plays a part in their relationship, because you have Naledi saying, why is it I don't worry about your money, but I worry about how you behave when you've got the money. And so I don't know whether she's getting her money and she's balling out, or whether she's getting her money and it sounds like she's going wild with her money and is not being very financially frugal. So she struggles to I assume, maintain control of her funds. That's the way it came across. And so you have Nikki now upset that why is she discussing this with other people? And it's like, did you tell her not to discuss it with them? Was this a boundary that's been crossed? Did you tell her that I don't want you to discuss certain topics with these people once we get there? Because if you didn't set that boundary, why are you upset? Why are you upset? Maybe they're trying to get other people to explain to them why it's a problem or why it's not a problem. And so in them discussing it with the rest of the group, I don't think it's out of disrespect. I think it's more a discussion. Maybe everybody was discussing certain bits of their lives or things that they're struggling with in their lives or in their relationships with their partners. So I didn't quite get why she was that upset. For me, it didn't quite make sense, because she was upset that, she brought in my child. And it was an example, in my opinion. It wasn't meant in a malicious way. It seems as though it was just an example to say, if you have your money, once you pay your bills and you put your savings aside, you should have enough money left to sort of do what you want, be it buy a pair of shoes, be it take your child out. That's the impression that I got. Anyway, the first question is, Naledi's asked, do you regret the fact that you are financially dependent on Nikki? And she says no, and it turns out that it's the truth. And it's like, why is Naledi being financially dependent on Nikki? Should be the question. Can she not go to work? Can she not make her own money? Why does she need to sort of be financially dependent on her partner? That should have been more the question than anything else. The next question, they showed a clip of, Naledi having a conversation with Ingjolo, and she was sort of, they were discussing polyamory and sort of being monogamous. And it seems, well, although Naledi has been telling Nikki that she doesn't want to be, she's not yet ready to be in a monogamous relationship. Well, when asked the question, do you want to be exclusively monogamous with Nikki? She says no. And the lie detector says it's a lie. So she's lying to Nikki that I'm not yet ready to be in a monogamous relationship. But emotionally, she knows that's what she's ready for. And it's like, this couple, they're really struggling. There's a lot of things that they need to discuss. They need to have conversations. I understand Love Never Lies is about the dramatics and sort of testing relationships, but I also wish they had a therapist on board. That way they can help these people sort of process the information that they're receiving and not just rely on their fellow participants. Next up is Khonse. He's shown a clip of Monaka's date with Jordan and them sort of having conversations, and Jordan really seemed very mature and very sort of stable, and so I get why Monaka feels comfortable sort of speaking to him and confiding in him, because obviously the producers would have found somebody that meets what she's looking for in a partner. They wouldn't just go and just pick a random person. They would have picked somebody that she knows she would like and she would be attracted to. So she says, oh, you really are a man, you make me feel safe, you make me feel comfortable. And this hits a nerve with Jose, because this is not something that he was looking for. This is not something he was willing to hear. And having seen how flirty and happy and giddy they were around each other, I get why he would be upset. I get why he would feel some type of way about the whole situation. Anyway, her first question is, she's asked, is it easier to be vulnerable with Jordan than it is with your partner? And she says yes. That's because they share a lot of values and sort of he has the qualities that she likes in a partner. So I would get why she'd feel more comfortable around him. Besides, there's no history between the two of them, so she will feel comfortable and she will be more likely to trust him sooner rather than later. But I don't know how long that will last. We see another clip of Monaka speaking to the girls and sort of just talking about her relationship and the fact that she doesn't love Jose anymore. And then they show Malay sort of saying that she went on a date with Jose, and it's like, oh my God, this is messy. This really is messy, and I don't know how much more of this they can take, because everybody else was taken aback as soon as it was revealed that he went on a date with one of the girls that was the singles in the villa. So I don't know how he's going to explain that, and I don't know how he's going to get out of that. But the problem is he's now lashed onto the fact that she says, she feels more comfortable around Jordan, and then her saying she doesn't love him just made things worse. The next question was, are you in love with Jose? And she said no, and the lie detector said no, that's a lie. So she is in love with him, but I think because she's been hurt so many times and the fact that, he slept with a friend, this is why she might be saying she's not in love with him. I don't know how they can return from that, but I hope each and every one of them puts themselves first and not the show, and sort of does what's in their best interest, because at the end of the day, you can't continue to push for a relationship that's not working. Next up is Kuda, and for me, as I've said, I think this is a strategic couple in the sense that they chose someone that they knew wouldn't create drama for their relationship, and the things that they're discussing are things they know that won't upset them or embarrass them on TV. That's the impression that I get. And so they show a clip of Lynn sort of saying, well, she's discussing with Rizzo and she's also discussing with Monaka that, she struggles with the fact that it seems Kuda has a lot of insecurities, so there are certain things that he doesn't like her dress wearing. There's certain behaviors that she doesn't like, so she's always constantly having to sort of readjust herself to suit whatever his needs are. she's happy that they've been separated as couples, because this has given her time to sort of self-reflect on her journey and her relationship and allow her to make an informed decision at the end. Anyway, she's asked 2 questions. The first one is, do you have a crush on Viso? She says yes, and it's revealed it's the truth. And it's like, oh my god, this is a bit orcs, because this is your partner's friend. So how can you have a crush on your partner's friend? I don't quite get it. The second question is, will you ever be ready to marry Kuda? And she says no. The lie detector says it's a lie. So she's told 1 truth and 1 lie. And now the problem is, instead of Kuda sort of using his emotion and sort of appreciating the fact that, oh, she's lied, that she's never ready to marry me, but she is, it's just that she's in self-protection mode. He is now saying, well, her saying that means that she's got over me and she doesn't want anything to do with me, and I'm the idiot who hasn't realized this. And it's like, nah, please keep quiet. If you love her, you'll find a way to make it work. It's not like she was making out with anyone, or she said she's over and done with you. So you are just saying that because it suits sort of a narrative that you're after. So after the ceremony, everybody's heads is reeling from what they've just seen. So they go back into Villa Umjolo and they're sort of lamenting about what they've seen. And you have the likes of Pretty blaming everybody else that was in Villa Umjolo for enticing Sia as though he's a little boy into behaving and saying the things he did. And it's like, he's a grown man, he has a mind of his own, he has the right to sort of make decisions or say things that he thinks are relevant to him. So the idea that you'd like to make it seem as though he can't think for himself, he's that naive that he relies on everybody else, doesn't make sense. The following morning you have Millie turn up at Villa Umjoho to sort of speak to the participants there and just explain to them that there was a ceremony the night before, and so everyone is going to get an opportunity to see their partner's reactions to the questions that they were asked, and so it's about to be messy. It really is about to be messy. They start off with Lynn, and Lynn sort of is sad that she didn't get to explain her responses to the questions that were asked, because she would have loved to explain to Kuda why she said what she did. But she can see that he's furious, he's fuming, he's upset because he feels like he's in a relationship on his own, and Lynn has already checked out. And I don't think that's the situation. I think she is just frustrated that he is not, as I've said, sort of living up to what they promised each other in their relationship. At the end of the day, if she had checked out, she wouldn't have brought his friend. She would have brought somebody else that he doesn't know, somebody she's attracted to. Yes, she says she's got a crush on his friend, but I think she would have looked for someone else to actually have an amazing time, or she would have given the producer somebody else's name that she knows she will sort of react the way they wanted to react. Next up is Munaka. Munaka, well, she gets to see the videos and the reaction from her partner, and she is shaken because everybody, the moment they see their partner's reaction, is shaken because she doesn't know what's up next. She says she's not over the relationship, but she's hoping they'll be able to sort of address the issues that they have. I think they need to talk. They need to see if their values and their beliefs still align. If they do, amazing. If they don't, amazing. If they're going to work on it, they need to set ground rules for how they're going to work on it and what they hope to achieve from this relationship. Otherwise, they need to set each other free. Next up is Naledi. Naledi is taken aback when she sees her partner's reaction because Nikki was furious, was seething mad because of the things Naledi said about her child. So that is going to be something they will need to address, something they'll need to have a conversation about and see where they go from there. Then you have Sia. Poor Sia. For his clip to be shown where he's talking about, yes, I feel emasculated. And then she has the audacity to say, oh, he's got nothing. He doesn't even have a pot to piss in. And it's like, that is emasculating him. What don't you understand about the word emasculation? You need a dictionary. And it was really sad because you can see he's really shaken because it seems like he's living with her. So he's only, all she says he's got is a suitcase and he's living in her house. He's got nothing and she is having to do everything to try and build him up. And it's like, well, maybe if you don't want him, throw him back in the ocean and someone else will sort of pick him up and turn him into the man that they want, because he seems like he's very respectful. But then I think because what she needs to understand in this situation with Pretty is the fact that he is very well mannered and well behaved because he's got nothing. The day he finds something, he's going to drop her. He's going to drop her like a fly and move on to the next person because she created this monster and she at one point is going to have to deal with it. Next up is Clayton. Clayton, well, he is upset that, yes, he expressed feelings of wanting to kiss someone, but he didn't do anything with Seymour, so he doesn't understand why Wilfred is upset. And it's like, well, you were flirting. That's halfway to cheating. So I don't get how you don't see how bad that looks, how much of a bad look that is. I wish you had sort of controlled yourself and you had behaved better, and things would have been better in your connection and your relationship. Lastly is Potlele. He messed up. He really did. Because even the other participants, when they saw his clips and they realized he had sex, they were so taken aback. They were embarrassed for him. And they were devastated. They were devastated because Nancy has been amazing to him. And so for him to treat Nancy that way, it's unacceptable. It really is unacceptable. Nancy has been accommodating. Apparently, she gets along very well with his son. He even acknowledged this. So for him to not recognize this and instead to continue to behave the way he did, there's no coming back from that. There really is no coming back from it. Because even the other participants he was in Villa Mjolo with were devastated for Nancy, because they said, how could you come on TV to embarrass her like this? And he is the one who signed them up. It's not like she signed herself up. He is the one who signed them up for this experiment. So the idea that he would sign them up and then he would humiliate her like this is something that I don't think any of the participants was ready for. I'm just going to say next season, the casting department needs to do better, because at the end of the day, I think some of the people are not it. Like Nancy's partner, nah, I think he's the least, or maybe it's just me. You can't say that's who they cast for her. They should have done way better. They should have brought someone like Jordan, or someone who looked like Jordan. That would have enticed her. The guy they brought, Santini, is not it, in my opinion. Anyway, so the singles go out and they're partnered with new people. You have Linhle, she's 24, she's partnered with Hotse. You have Star, who's 34, who's partnered with Kuda, and Kuda is in love. He's at love already, because they did a Titanic pose, because they went on a boat trip as well. So they were sailing. I would assume this was filmed in Cape Town. I'm not sure. So they were filming across the shore, and it was amazing. The boat was amazing. You have Sean, who's 24, who's being matched with Pretty. I don't know. Pretty, I think, likes a man she can dominate. So I don't know whether any guy would have been good enough for her, especially if she's not able to dominate and sort of get them to do what she wants. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Tabeng is 22. He's been matched with Clayton, and Clayton seems interested. He seems keen. He seems excited. And then you have Kwotsi, who's 38. He's partnered with Nikki, and it's like he's a guy, and I don't know. Naledi trans? I don't think so. I don't know. So I don't know whether she's bisexual or whatever. I don't know. You have Santini, who's matched with Nancy. He's 32. No, he's not it. He's not it. I don't know why they cast him. I think they could have done better. They could have found somebody else. So I don't know why they cast him, whether they knew that Nancy was not ever going to entertain him or not, or why they felt this was a good match. I do not get it, and I still don't understand why. Is it just me, or does anyone else think that the singles on the first round got it easier than the singles that went in the second time? Because the ones that went in the second time, they were dealing with people who had a lot of baggage and who were under a lot of pressure and were very frustrated, angry, upset. And so it was difficult for them to tear those walls down as compared to the first round people, because there was no history of their partner's betrayal on camera. And so you have them go on dates, and first to go on a date is Kuda. He goes on a date with Star. Kuda really likes Star. He really likes Star. I think he likes the way she looks, the way she dresses, everything about her. You can tell he's excited, and he's sort of seeming, it seems as though he's forgotten that he's in a relationship with Lynn. It seems like he's forgotten, because they did discuss briefly his connection with Lynn and his relationship and where that lies. And it's like, this man, just turn the cameras off and he'll go wild, because if he's gone wild before, he will go wild. I wouldn't be surprised. Jose, he goes on a date with Lindsay, and he really is trying to sort of hold back, because he doesn't want to come across as sort of he's doing a tit for tat. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if the cameras went off. He and Kuda would have gone wild. They would have gone wild, because they look like vengeful people who sort of take out what their partners did on them, on the other person. I'm surprised that he says he's not going to retaliate and do exactly what his partner did, because I have a feeling if he wasn't being recorded, he would have done it. But he doesn't want to have or give his partner, evidence to sort of use against him. you have Nancy and Staten. They go on a date, and he actually says, she seems more relaxed because the previous day she was very angry. And everybody the previous day, prior to being matched with someone, they were all very upset. So it's going to take time. Obviously, he was trying to say to her, don't let this experience with Mpohle turn you into a bitter person and turn you away from love. Know that you are worth being loved, and your person will love you for who you are. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. I really love that. That sounds sweet. Back in Mhoho, you have Mpohle and Naledi sort of having a conversation, because Mpohle is upset that people are judging him. And it's like, why would you be upset that people are judging you? You are the one who took off your pants for somebody else, and you are the one who betrayed your partner. So if people are calling you out, why are you upset? Why are you trying to sort of make everyone else feel guilty that they're judging you? That's your fault. You made the mistake, deal with it. You have Nikki go on a date. She goes on a date with Nkosi, and they really seem more relaxed, although she's saying that she set boundaries and there are certain things she's not willing to sort of betray, because she is doing it for herself and not for her partner. And it's like, I don't think so. I don't think this person is her type. I have a feeling if that person was the type, she would have gone there. You have Wilfred. He is enjoying his time. Wilfred is having an amazing time. He's really making the most of this experience because he's very lively, he's very welcoming. But then he was also, we had Clayton comment that he's very out there, he's very in the moment, and he's the center of attention. So I get why he would be like that. He seems to really get along with Batang. So I hope, if nothing else, he learns more about himself and he can be the best version of himself. Pretty really appears to enjoy her date with Sean. She really seems to like Sean. I don't know whether it's because she's more relaxed. Day one, she was upset. And I think most of them have taken a moment and have decided that revenge is sweet. So they're going to do whatever it takes to sort of, take back the power that they've lost in their partner's betrayal. You have poor Sia. Sia is still reflecting and is very upset with himself for, betraying his partner. And it's like, there's nothing else you can do. It happened, so you have to deal with it. They have a party, and the way Pretty was flirting with Sean is like, oh my god, it's about to go down. She really was flirting. She was, oh, show me your muscles, I want to touch your muscles. And it's like, girl, don't do this. It will get you in trouble. Don't do it. What do I think? I think she's just doing it to spite her partner. I think I think she gets off on belittling him and making him feel inferior and making him feel as though he relies on her for every single thing. And I think this is why she's doing what she's doing. Kuda wants a piece of Star. He wants a piece of Star because he was flirting with Star, and then when they got into bed, he asked her for a cuddle, and she said no, because she said first it will start off with a cuddle, then it will be a kiss, then it will be something else, and I'm not ready for this. And I don't think she wants to embarrass herself like that on international TV, so she said no. The following morning, you have Millie sort of turn up at Villa Mhoho and tells the participants there that they now have the opportunity to see what their partners have been up to, and this is going to lead to a lot of tears. Because when you see your partner doing exactly what you did, you can't complain, you can't say anything, because at the end of the day, they're going to tell you did the same thing first. So I don't know how these partners are going to cope with watching their partners go wild, even though it doesn't seem like anybody's been wild. But they showed a clip, because they had Sia go first, and they showed a clip of Pretty sort of twerking on Sean, and it's like, oh, that's a bit too much. That is a bit too much. And I hope, if nothing else, Sia, this teaches him that you don't need to depend on your partner in order to have a successful relationship. You can be your own person. You can speak up for yourself. You can have your own voice and still get along with your partner. If not, then find somebody else. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 3. Bye guys.